Hello everyone, I'm Catherine Cox, Head of the Department of Humanities and Law here at Bournemouth University. I wanted to take just a little moment to get in touch and say hello to everybody. I've been the person that's been sending out those departmental emails in relation to the coronavirus, and I was aware that for a number of you perhaps haven't met me face to face, and I thought it'd be a nice opportunity just to kind of say hello. So for those students that I have seen face to face, it's been very much our first years and our final year students. And I do remember when I met you, being new to Bournemouth this year, that I said we would do everything we could to get you to the finish line of your degrees. Now, when I said that, I didn't necessarily have this in mind. This I did not expect. So the sentiment remains the same. Me and your teaching teams and the student support and admin, we are here. We are working hard behind the scenes to get you through the next few months and to get you through your degrees. So rest assured, we're doing everything in our power to help support you. And I think it's really important that I say that, because at the moment when we're relying a lot of email correspondence, that can feel quite impersonal. And I'm aware that for those of you who got in touch, you're maybe feeling a little bit unseen or forgotten about. And I'm really sorry that we've been quiet over the last sort of couple of days. We've been really working very hard on our planning and looking at an assessment package so that we can get people through the exam boards and that we can stick as much as we can to the normal academic cycle, which will mean that you'll be able to graduate at the same time and be able to progress from the year group that you're in as well. So all really important things, I'm sure you'll agree. So in relation to what we've been up to, as you may be aware, we have been moving towards online teaching. And at the heart of that, we've been thinking about our community, because we are a community and we're normally a very physical community up in Weymouth House. And at the moment, a number of you will be travelling home. Some of you will be remaining on campus, and our means of staying in touch is going to be online. And I want us to still focus in on those connections. So we've been reviewing the very best ways of communicating with you, with talking through our learning materials. So we've been trying to use platforms that you're familiar with, so Brightspace, Panopto. We've been using Zoom and some online chat rooms in order to try and engage with you as best we can. Wherever possible, we're using the existing footprint of our teaching sessions, which means that we don't clash with one another. It means that you've got a routine and a regular expectation that you can connect with us. And I think that that's going to be incredibly important. So some of us were ready to transition to that online state this week. Others are making ready to do so from Monday. And depending on your particular subject area, you know, that's where you are. Now, as you will be aware, we've got a number of colleagues who are self-isolating. We have students as well self-isolating and who have flu-like symptoms. So occasionally going forward, there may be disruptions again to those kind of teaching patterns, but we'll be doing everything that we can to help support those unit leaders to get you through the assessment and to help support you. So there's a lot of additional materials that are actually being made freely online, which is incredible, through publishing houses and through academic journals as well. So where we see those for your subject areas, your programme leaders, your unit leaders will be getting in touch and putting you in contact with those great resources. So this is a very strange silver lining to that particular cloud. So people who've been getting in touch with me, you want to know about your assessments and what we're doing in relation to that. So ordinarily, in terms of our assessment planning, we take 2 or 3 months as a lead up to prepare for that. And we're looking at to avoid bunching, and we're looking at particular assessment types as well. So we've had to do a really major overview of that within about 2 or 3 days. Now, it's really important that we move those deadlines in a really strategic manner. So we've been working as a department to be able to, you know, to check that, so that we don't make your life more difficult, so that we don't bunch assessments and so on. So we've also been taking a really creative approach. So we've been reviewing our assessment types. And where we can, we'll be condensing assessment types where we think it will help you, where we think that it will help with the learning on the unit as well. So you can expect to see some changes across courses this Friday and also early into next week as well. So we're unable to sit exams at the moment. So where there isn't a regulatory requirement, we've been looking to either move online or to develop alternative assessments for your exams as well. So your tutors will be in contact if that involves you. So at the moment, there's an exception to that, which is the legal practice course, the LPC, where we have particular remaining requirements. So supervised assessments remain a requirement. And we're in discussions with the Solicitors Regulatory Authority regarding these. So if there's any movement on that, we will obviously let you know. Alternatively, I think the situation where we are with the LPC at the moment is a postponement. So where there are exams that we need to come back in order to undertake those, we'll be looking at how we can make that safe for you to do so and see if that is possible in the medium term. So your unit leaders will be updating you in relation to assessments. Your programme leaders will be giving you an overview of the impacts on you as well to help you kind of plan your time. So some dissertation milestones we know that we will need to adjust. Some dissertation hand-ins we will need to adjust. However, there are some dissertation deadlines which for now we will keep the same. We are permanently reviewing that. It's continually being reviewed. The reason that we're keeping them the same is that so we can go through the exam boards in the usual process and so that we can enable you to graduate on time. So there are a few at the moment deadlines that are very sensitive to that, and we're looking at that on a week by week basis. So you will have been contacted recently by Jim Andrews in relation to university access. So we're now advising that the university will be running on a much reduced basis. We'll be closing a number of the buildings, but university will remain open in the sense that for international exchange students, for students who've come out of care settings, and for students where university is their home, the university will remain open. But we have to reduce the number of buildings that remain open during that time. So you'll see from the slide that from tomorrow, so from Friday the 20th of March at 5 o'clock, the majority of the campus buildings will close at that particular point, but there will be certain buildings that remain open, certain important access points for you. So should you need to use the library, should you need the 24-hour open access, so that remains open. And I would advise that we continue to look to the email communications to see what the current state of play is in relation to that. So if you're concerned that you're moving home and you're worried about access to resources, again, your programme leaders, your unit leaders will be in touch in relation to the online resources that are now going to be available to you. We want to help support you through the assessments. So just finally then, a reminder about well-being. Like I say, I really didn't anticipate sitting here and talking to you about this. So I think it's really important that we look out for one another at this time. It's a time that you can feel very isolated. The term isolation is used a lot at the moment, and it's important that that doesn't turn into loneliness. So we need to think about the communities that we have and the connections that we have with one another. Like I say, me, your teaching teams, the support teams around us, all of us remain focused on our main goal, which is to get you through your degree. So we're doing everything we can to do that. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about kind of keeping calm and carrying on, but these are extraordinary times. So if you do need to take a break, if you need to take a step back, it's really important that you look after your mental health and your mental well-being. Now, there are a number of online resources and phone and distance resources that you can access, and I've put the links on the slide there for you as well. So do access the wellbeing services should you need them. Do talk to one another, pick up the phone, connect with us, connect with your fellow students as well. That's going to be really important. A lot of university life is actually about the connections and the groups of people that you know that you will work with. So, keep others as sort of part of your daily communication and do stay in touch with one another. If you have any worries, if you've got any concerns, this is a scary time. Get in touch with us. We're working from home. We are available and we will respond to you. Okay. So do get in touch with your questions and your queries. Let me know if this update has been of any use at all, and we'll see if I can kind of keep doing this. Is it something that you like? But I'll be in touch, as will your tutors, over email. So until I see you, take care, everybody. Bye.